This interview is made possible by the generosity of the Roxie and Azad Joseph Foundation.
I was born in Chicago, Illinois, January 12, 1929, at the beginning of the Depression time. We moved from one place to the other because most of the time there wasn't enough money to pay the rent. So we would move to another place. Our primary thing was survival. We never had pencil and plain paper in the house. Never had a book in the house. One day in the school, we were confronted by what we would call now a social worker. And we were told that we would receive 3 cents or something like that a day to buy milk because we were now termed as poor. I'd never heard the term before. I'd never heard it referred to me. But that stigma always stayed with me. If you're poor, then you don't know what to do. In one way, it was probably one of the bases for my motivation. The motivation came from several people I met along the way who were what we termed them educated. These are people that had been to school, learned to read and write. The books that they had in their houses. I knew then that the only way out of what I was in, my situation, the only way it would improve is if I educated myself, if I had an education. I had the opportunity to spend one season professionally playing with the Parachute Boomer girls in Chicago, Illinois. Girls baseball was very important, and because of the Korean War we didn't have, and the Second World War we just didn't have enough men. Baseball was a great part of my life. It was the thing for the first time in my life I could excel at. And I must tell you, I was a darn good outfielder. I had several jobs until I found something that I fell madly in love with and became my career for 32 years, and that was doing drafting. I went to work with the California Division of Mines and Geology, and from there on in, my education went skyward. And I did a lot of my classes at night school were classes for my job. I took oil well drilling projects, how to read an oil well sketch, and I went out to visit the oil fields and the platforms just so I could absorb what was going on. I continued in night school until I graduated from UNR in geography, minor in geology. I graduated in the winter, so there wasn't any ceremony. And I often felt I never really made it because I never walked down the aisle, got my diploma that way. And it's been my one wish all my life that I could walk down the aisle and really put a closure to this 30-some years of school. But it never happened. So in my dreams, every time I hear the pomp and circumstance, I walk and I'm okay. Yeah, I am a trailblazer. First woman to drive a commuter bus. Passed an exam and became the first female to be the supervising draftsman for the State Lands Division in California. First woman to be a supervisor. First woman to open my own business in a field that was totally a man's field. That at one time when I applied for a geology class, I was turned down. Yeah, I'm a trailblazer.
Doris Weber's interview with the Nevada Women's History Project led to the fulfillment of her long-held dream. On May 18, 2019, at the age of 90, she proudly walked through graduation ceremonies at the University of Nevada, Reno, 45 years after earning her college diploma.
Dorismae Weber.
Ken.